Are you familiar with Live Leap?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
Just another.
Yeah.
Okay.
If there are any of my friends out there, friends or frenemies, whatever category you're in, I'm just joking. I am asking you to come on in. Anybody out there that's listening, say hello. Please like, invite, and share to all the places that matter. Please invite, and share all the places that matter. You know what those are out there in the business world, relationships, entertainment, media, wherever that may be. So we are getting ready to go live in just a few minutes. So those of you that are out there, please invite, like, and share. It is 2 p.m., almost 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern. So we're getting ready to go live on the Variety channel here at Voice America. And I hope that you will tune in and learn, or at least get some tools that are going to help you on your journey, whether it's personally or professionally. So come on in.
So I take it that you're already live?
I'm live, yes.
All right, I just jumped on live
and
real
quick.
He
got an awful shot over there, y'all. Look.
All right, let's get it. You already know what time it is.
Let's get it.
Absolutely. Are we tight enough in the shot? Is this good?
Have a look over there for the video.
I need to get on this side, though, so
Pull it out a little bit. Good.
Hello. Keep watching. Invite, like, and share. Invite, like, and share over there.
We're going to go live on the Facebook page. Here we go.
Okay, let's do it.
Check. 1, 2. All right, you guys are live.
3, 2, 1. Hello. We're live only on Facebook, right? Right on the show yet. How you doing, Facebook? How you doing out there, Facebook? Invite, like, and share. Invite, like, and share to all the places that matter. Invite, like, and share. You are going to love this show, I promise you.
The man with the plan. I see you, Benny Randall in New York.
Changing. It's going to be some great stuff shared today, and you don't want to miss it, especially if you plan to make a difference or make a change in your world, in your life, in your trajectory.
That's the Mevo.
Oh, that's the Mevo. Okay.
Absolutely. Benny Randall in New York. Shout out to you. We love all that you're doing over on Bashani Radio. Thank you so much for what you do and how you're bringing it to the digital space. New York. Shout out.
Yes. New York.
You guys ready to rock and roll?
Absolutely.
We were born ready.
All right. Love the enthusiasm. One more piece of advice, Camille.
Yes.
Have fun.
Have fun. I can have lots of fun.
Absolutely.
Ryan is in the room, so, I think I'll be safe.
All right.
He's leaving. All right.
Following program is being brought to you on the Voice America Variety Channel. For more information about our network and to check our additional show hosts and topics of interest, please visit voiceamericavariety.com. The Voice America Talk Radio Network is the worldwide leader in live Internet talk radio. Visit voiceamerica.com. The views and ideas expressed on the following program are strictly those of the host or guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and ideas held by the Voice America Talk Radio Network, its staff, and management.
Hello.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm full of optimism.
Einstein's theory of relativity.
Went well through that haze. T-minus 37 seconds.
The fight is growing confident.
E equals MC.
Let them all.
About the future innovations.
And growing strength in the air.
Ignition sequence. Tear down this way. Something's happening. Coming up on staging.
This is Finding Your Frequency with your hosts, Jeff Spinard and Ryan Treasure. It's time to speak up, share your voice, and hear from the thought leaders.
Hello, 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 and welcome. I know this is a different voice than you're accustomed to hearing. Welcome to Finding Your Frequency. I am your special guest host, Camille Nash. I am sitting in the seat standing in the stead for our president and CEO, thought leader, Jeff Spinard, and our VP of Operations, Ryan Treasure. Most of you know anybody out there, whether you're in business or in the personal world, people aren't often willing to just yield their seat. So I want to take a moment and just send a special acknowledgement to Jeff and to Ryan for allowing me or granting me the opportunity just to kind of sit in their stead. So here we are. A little bit about me, since you don't know who I am. I am Camille Nash, a senior executive producer here at Voice America. I am also a former television journalist. 30 years in business. I've served in every capacity in media, whether it's from television, radio, and print. So today's topic. Oh my goodness. Today's topic is all about productivity. How are you operating in the world? Are you showing up big? Are you showing up small? I met this gentleman that I'm going to be bringing on the show today earlier this year. And I have to tell you, when I was invited to come out to the seminar, I said to myself, I don't plan on staying long. I'm going to stay for about an hour and a half, and then I will take my exit. And I have to say that before you knew it, or before I knew it, I was one of the last standing or the last leaving with a couple cupcakes in my hand. So you are in for a treat today with what we're going to be talking about, and it's more than just talking about it. There's some things that need to be done, that need to be executed, or some action steps, and we'll talk a lot about that because he is the king, and I'll introduce you to him very shortly. But what I want to do is I first want to ask everyone out there to share with your friends, with your family, any circle or form of influence, because this show is going to be life-changing. It is going to be impactful, and it is going to be coming from an influencer who is impacting millions. I like to call him a force of nature. So what I want to ask you to do is just to kind of pull over your car if you're listening, or if you are on the move somewhere else, you really don't have much time, I want you to bookmark Finding Your Frequency, because you want to be tuned in for this content. You don't want to miss it. So what I want to say now is productivity. What do you all think productivity is? Go to Camille's Couch. You can tweet us. Go to Facebook. Go to Instagram. Go to my guest, and you don't know who he is yet, but I want you to begin to just kind of share with us. Go to the fan page on Variety, Voice America. Tell us what you think productivity is. What is productivity required? What's required in productivity? And how important is it in your life? How are you treating yourself? How are you showing up in the world? I mean, what are you doing in your business life? How are you communicating? How are you taking care of yourself? Or are you taking care of yourself? Are you putting everybody else first and forgetting all about you? And those of you that can see us live in the video space, you know I'm not standing or sitting here alone. You see a handsome young man, or a handsome man that's full of valor sitting beside me. So what I want you to do is, coming up, we're getting ready to go to a break. I want you to get yourself still. Make sure that you invite, like, and share. If you are out there on social media, be certain to be ready to gather that information, receive what's needed, so that you can now look to change your trajectory in 2018, and you're not just talking about it, and you're going to actually be about it. Also, you want to find us at our Facebook page. The Facebook fan page is Finding Your Frequency Net. So that's Finding Your Frequency Net, and also findingyourfrequency.net, so you can actually see us out there. We'll be right back.
Absolutely.
All clear. Masterfully done, Camille.
All right. Right, Facebook man, get out there.
I was planning to bring you in on the first
all is good, but we're just here, ready to serve.
On the first block.
As we always tell people, it's all about producing and serving. So make sure that you are maximizing your space, your time, your industry.
Yes.
Rock it out, folks, because you have greatness on the inside of you, and I can't wait for you to release it to the world. Thank you so much for watching, liking, and sharing. Let's make this phenomenal.
On Facebook, where my friends at? Holla! Where my friends?
Absolutely,
Let me see how much time I
absolutely.
have left. I'm live, y'all. I'm live. On voiceamerica.com. Those of you out there, I hope that you are invite, like, and sharing anywhere it counts. This is our very first show, and we've got a whole lot more to come. But I need you. I need your support. I only see a couple people out there. Sister Rochelle, yes. How you doing? Sister Celestine. Oh, you take my heart away. Thank you for being there. Thank you for joining me. It is 5 p.m. on the East Coast. We've got a couple minutes coming up. So invite, like, and share. This show is really going to be life-changing if you want it. Only if you want it. Only if you want it. Only if you want it. Hey there, Rochelle. Thank you for joining. I love you more. I love you more. I feel like Romper Room, y'all. I feel like Romper Room. I feel like Romper Room. I see I see you, sis. I see both of you, and I thank you. I thank you for your love. I thank you for your kindness. Theo Jones, I see you, Theo. When you gonna come and do a show? When you gonna come and sit with me? You have some greatness on the inside of you too. So when you gonna come out and watch? When you gonna come out? When you gonna come and sit in the seat? All right, so we are actually getting ready to go back.
All right, let's do it. You already know.
Okay.
The fire is in the building.
Fire! 30 seconds. Good Lord Jesus. No, I'm good.
I should get my head out of there.
You good?
Amigo action. I'm all day long. All is well.
I love it. Nothing like having a guest that's ready. Don't get ready, stay ready. Don't get ready, stay ready. Welcome back to Finding Your Frequency. I am your special guest host, Camille Nash, sitting in the stead for Jeffrey Spinard and Ryan Treasure. So today we are talking about being productive. What we have titled this time of conversation is to either be productive or be replaced. So I want to just kind of share with you and introduce to you my guest today. I shared earlier that I met him earlier this year, and he is a wealth of knowledge, a force of nature. He's impacted millions around the world. That is no exaggeration. And what I love most about him, you all, he is very humble. I believe, I'm sure he does too, that the way up is down. You stay humble to the ground so that you can be edified and lifted. So what I want to do is take a few minutes just to introduce. I'm going to just share a little bit with you because I believe in allowing people to kind of tell you about themselves because they can speak for themselves far better than some of us can, right? So his name is Dr. Vernet A. Joseph. Dr. Vernet is America's #1 potential passion and productivity speaker, strategist, and consultant. He's an award-winning serial entrepreneur and best-selling author of 5 books. He really has written over 23, and I believe co-authored over 60. He'll tell you about it. Dr. Vernet is also a veteran transition expert. He's the founder and CEO of Live to Produce Enterprises, president of Jagare Lifestyle Magazine, life relationship coach, and he's also a radio host. So this is easy for him. Of the show entitled Productivity 360 with Dr. V. He's also a co-host of Relationships 3D. Now let me tell you, he has a bio that's probably about 3 more pages, and I'm not gonna tell all that just yet. I'll let him share with you a little bit about himself. But without further ado, allow me to present to some and introduce to others. That in the form of Dr. Vernet A. Joseph. Welcome.
Camille, thank you so much for having me on.
Yes.
Thank you, Finding Your Frequency. Thank you, Voice of America. This is all about productivity, folks, in every area of your life. I don't really have much to say about myself, Camille. I'll say this to people.
Okay.
I'm a simple man who desires for everyone to live out their passion, their potential, and their productivity. Many people often say passion alone can't do it. I completely agree. Potential alone can't do it. I completely agree. But when you put the two together, passion and potential, you give the opportunity for productivity to be sparked. Many people ask, well, what is this productivity message all about? It's about getting what needs to get done. Mm-hmm. Sometimes people ask for all of this stuff. They have millions of to-do lists and all of these different things. And I often tell them it's really more so about the two or three things that you need to get done that day. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Those are the most important things that you must get done. Everything else, now watch this. Everybody's going to hate when I say this.
What's he going to say?
Every day is a holiday, folks. And if you live your life like every day is a holiday, you will never be bored. You will always be excited, and you'll always have a great time. Let me share with you why.
Well, tell me, because Camille, you know people are thinking that's impossible.
If I got ready to tell you right after this show we're getting ready to go to Hawaii, what would you tell me? Oh, my God, I need to get this done, that done, so I don't want no one bothering me while I'm on my vacation, right? So live every day like it's a holiday. Get everything that you need to get done so that you can go out and enjoy life. Mm-hmm. That's what we do when we get ready to go on vacation. But many of us, after vacation, we want to lean back. We want to recline. We don't want to get much done.
Right.
So live your life as if every day was a holiday. Because when you're on holiday or vacation, you want to enjoy yourself. You want to live life to the fullest. You want to do things that you've never done before. So what about the other 358 days?
Exactly. So I'm sure a number of people are asking, well, how do I really live my life like it's a holiday? This show is finding your frequency. So finding your frequency, I like to identify it as finding your purpose. Why are you even here? What are you doing while you're here? So how would they live their life like it's a holiday?
Okay, so I love the title of the show, Finding Your Frequency. Once you know, some people say knowing your why and all of these different things. But at the end of the day, Camille, here's what it's really about. Who am I and what am I here to do? Mm-hmm. Once you figure those two things out, everything else is a cakewalk. When you know that what you're created to do and how you're supposed to show up in the world, it's easy to be boldly you. It's easy to be unapologetically you. See, right now, if somebody was asking Dr. V about, engineering, I'm not your guy. But when you begin to talk about productivity, when you begin to talk about getting things done, when you begin to talk about efficiency and effectiveness, I'm your guy. Right. And the reason I know that is that's who I've been all my life. The light bulb just has to come on for people, for them to say, you know what, this is what I really enjoy. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people are going to say, you can't possibly do what you enjoy every day, all day. Yeah. Well, guess what? I get to do what I enjoy every day, all day, because I've tapped in to learning who I am, what I'm supposed to be doing, and how I'm supposed to show up to the world. And I'll say this, be bold. Be bold. Be bold. Be bold. Be bold. I love that word. Be bold, because the only way to show up is 100% authentically and genuinely you. If you show up as yourself, you don't have to fake it to make it.
No, you don't.
Either they like what they see or they don't. But you don't have to worry about being someone who you're not. No. Can I give you this African proverb? Stand in your truth. Come on. Now, people who follow me, that's what I say. Live your truth. Yeah. Some people say stand in your truth. Let me give you this African proverb, right? Be who you is, because if you ain't who you is, then you isn't who you ain't. What does that really mean? A whole bunch of hot air to say, be bold, and stand in your truth. Once you know who you are and what you were created to do, life becomes simple. So do you know, let me say this to you, Camille. Do you know that life is very simple, but we as human beings make it complex?
Absolutely. I agree with that 100%.
You wake up, you get something done, you produce, you serve, then you go to sleep. At the end of the day, no matter how dynamic, whether you're a heart surgeon, a farmer, a speaker, an author, you wake up, you produce and serve, and you go to sleep. That's what life's about.
So then what do you say to these people, to many people that are on the proverbial rat race? They're not living in their purpose. And a number of people that are watching, that are listening around the world, they're asking, Dr. V, I mean, that sounds wonderful. That sounds all good and grand, but how do I make that a reality? What do I do? What do I do? Or what do I do? Okay, what do you do? The question is, what don't you do? What don't you do? The first thing you need to realize is who you're not. Yes. See, it's so simple that we make it complex. What I'm telling you is find out who you are and what you were created to do. Yes. Well, I know I'm not created to do this. Okay. I really don't like doing that. This makes me frustrated. So those aren't things that I believe that I'm here to do. Because if they frustrated me, it's not a part of my DNA. Mm-hmm. Know who you are and what you were created to do. I'm naturally a speaker. I love to speak. I can talk all day long on any topic that you bring about. Mm-hmm. Now, I will tell you this. If you start off with a topic of engineering, I become a listener. Yeah, you learn. Right? You learn at that point. And that's the key, folks. You have to become what we like to call a lifelong learner. Yeah. When you become a lifelong learner, it's easy for you to find out where you fit in the puzzle. Yeah. Let me say this to the listening audience and those who are viewing. I want you to look at life as if it is a puzzle. Know what your piece is and what you're bringing to make the big picture. Stick with that. Yes. Don't try to be a corner if you're supposed to be a centerpiece. Right? Yeah. Don't try to be a corner if you're supposed to be a centerpiece. So wait, that's a tweet. Don't try to be a corner. That's a tweet, yes. Right? Don't try to be a corner if you're a centerpiece. I can't put a round peg into a square hole. No, at all. The dynamic just won't work. It'll never work. It's the same thing of trying to be, an edge when you're really a centerpiece. Mm-hmm. It's just like me coming here telling you, Camille, I want you to switch over from doing what you do and what you're great at. Let me back up and say this. Back up. All right. Do you know that you can put the smartest person in a situation that they know nothing about and they immediately become an idiot? So rewind. Say that again. Do you know that you can put the smartest person? Let me make it very plain. Make it plain. I can put a heart surgeon in a position where he or she doesn't belong. Yes. And although they may have all this book smart, they may have all this experience in surgery, but they don't know how to run this position that I put them in. Yeah. They immediately, and don't take this the wrong way, they become an idiot. They become an idiot. And they now have to humble themselves, yes. And say, how do I do this? Yes. Now, if you think so highly of yourself, or high-mindedly of yourself, that you know everything, no one can teach you anything, then you can't live every day like it's a holiday. No. See, when I go on vacation, I don't act like I know nothing. I just want to wear flip-flops. Yeah. And I want to be on the beach. You want the blank sheet of paper. I'm chilling. Okay. Teach me what's the cuisine. Okay. Now, I know what I don't like. Yeah. But I'm not saying that I won't try something. I'll try anything one time. Yeah. But if it don't fit me, then I just know to leave it where it needs to be. So that's a great place to insert when you say that you don't know what to do. And more oftentimes than not, you've got to try a number of things to be able to identify what you don't like. Absolutely. I always say if you don't know what to do, then at least identify what you know you don't want to do. And what does that do? It gets you closer to what you want to do, and you've got to operate in some level of self-discovery. Without question. So when we think about frequency, how did you find yours? I mean, you say you've been a talker your whole life. Y'all believe him? I believe him. Well, let me tell you this. I know there are probably some of my high school friends that are watching this right now.
because I communicate and
Yes.
I do that effectively.
Right.
So when I say my high school, I'm 40 years old. What do you mean you're
He's
high
just
school
40,
friend,
y'all.
right?
He's just
I'm
40.
I'm just 40, right? But I still
I see it.
communicate with those people who I went to high school with.
Yes,
Why?
that's good.
Because I'm a communicator.
Because you're communicating.
And those
Okay.
very same people would say, man, that's the same Vern that I knew when we were like in our teens. Why? Because I believe in this one word, and I believe that this word is so freeing. It's called transparency.
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 We
my
hear that all the
friends.
time, though. I mean,
Watch it now. I'm going to take you somewhere.
All right, take me.
Transparency is freedom, because if I don't have to show
Yes.
up as someone that I'm not,
I agree.
then I get to be who I am.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And if I am who I am, whether I'm on this radio, on television, on stages, or wherever, you can oh yeah, I heard him say that story
Yes.
before. Oh yeah, he's about to say so and so. Because my stories aren't going to necessarily change. I'm like a comedian. I'm going to give you the same exact stuff because it's what's in me.
It's at your core.
Right?
It's already at your core.
So how did I know that I was going to be a speaker? Because I was always running my mouth.
Okay.
How did I know I was going to be a connector? Because at a young age, that's all I did was connect people who needed something, a service or a product. And if I happened to have known the person who either started that product or service or is able to give that product or service, all I would do is be the connector.
Yeah.
Life
Okay.
is very simple, Camille, but we make it complex.
We make it complicated.
So when I learned, all I had to do was, hey, I know Camille, she's a TV producer, oh, she's a radio producer, she does all this different stuff. Hey, did you say you're looking to get your message out to the world? Well, you might want to know.
I see.
That's not hard.
That's not hard, but not a lot of people willing to do that. Let's come on.
Now you're talking.
Let's
Now
talk
you're
straight.
talking.
We can't sit here and not have a real conversation
People
because
aren't willing to do it.
No, right. So that's a different problem.
See,
That's
it's not
a different
problem of knowing who
conversation.
you are.
That's a different conversation.
It's
right?
not even a problem of asking yourself, what should you do?
Yes. Okay.
It's, will you do
Will you?
what you're supposed to do?
Will you do what you're supposed to
Oh,
do?
man, I
That's
hope
a
they hear it.
tweet. Will you do what you're supposed to do?
Will you do it?
Because you're in finding who you are or identifying your purpose, finding your frequency. When I think of frequency, I always think that you can go high.
You can.
There's no limit, and the sky is just the beginning.
Absolutely.
So there is no limit, and when you go within and you look at within yourself, operate in self-discovery, you identify your strengths. You identify what you're not good at. You know, we know a lot of people that like to be a jack of all trades and a master of none.
Can't do it.
Which is another topic, but
absolutely.
Of course, if you are walking in your purpose, operating in who you've been called, designed, created to be in the world, then that might be one thing. But then there's other things that are added to you. Why? Because you're not hiding it. You're willing to share it, because you're not throwing it in the ground, because you're not being selfish.
Ooh, you
right?
about to make me jump up
So
in here.
tell me.
You about to make me jump
All
up
right,
in here,
where you
because
gonna
here is where our problem lies, Camille.
right.
Our problem lies is that we're not willing to be distribution centers.
Distribution centers.
We're not willing to be distribution centers that will allow what is in us or who we know or the connections that we have to flow through us.
Say that again.
See, we have to allow things to flow through us so that we can reach more people.
All right.
See, right now we're simultaneously casting through all these different mediums, right?
Yes.
But what if we said, you know what? They don't need to hear none of this. We just gonna have our own little conversation.
Yes.
Don't turn no cameras on. Don't put it on the air.
Don't
right?
put it, yes.
What would happen, Camille, if doctors didn't share their expertise? Preachers didn't open their mouths and speak. Teachers didn't teach our youth. What would happen if those people who we expect to be distribution centers stopped?
Well, we'd be empty. We'd be dried up. We'd be in trouble.
So the goal here is to live full and
Die empty. Dr. Miles Monroe.
Absolutely.
Dr. Miles Monroe, yes.
So how do you do that? You become
That's my question.
a distribution center.
Okay.
You fill up with the connections and so on, the relationships and the collaborations and all of these things.
Yes.
And then you I'm not going to say exhale, but I'll say you release.
You release. You distribute. You distribute.
Let me help business owners and entrepreneurs out there real quick, Camille. I challenge everyone to excavate their life,
then evaluate what you excavated.
So break that excavate. Somebody may say, well, what is that? Now, I know any business person out there knows it. And if you don't, shame on you, because you can, of course, Google it.
Yes, you can. I
Go
mean,
to the
we live in a
Come
Google
on.
society, right?
Yes.
Bottom line up front, what Dr. B is actually saying, you've got to dig deep within.
Dig deep, yeah.
You've got to
Excavate.
start looking at what you have already in your midst. You got to know what's in your business. You got to know who's in your circle or your sphere of influence. That's excavating. Excavate your situation, then turn around and evaluate that which you've excavated.
All right. So you
How
dig it up.
do you do that? You dig it up. Now you start doing your research with what you dug up, because what you'll find is there's gold in them there hills.
There's gold.
There's gold in them there
In
hills.
them there
The
hills.
gold is in the relationship.
Yeah.
The goal is in the collaboration. The goal is coming together
It is.
and creating something new. But you never knew it was possible because it was in the ground.
In the ground. Because you weren't willing to do, which is another topic that we'll talk about. Part of this conversation is we aren't willing to do the work.
Gotta do.
Many people aren't willing to do the work. They don't want to do any heavy lifting. I only want to just connect with people that can connect with me, but not so much. You've got to do the work.
Produce and serve. These are the two words that I like to leave people that I get an opportunity to work with. Produce and serve. We all were created to do exactly those two things. Produce and serve. You pick any corporation, any Fortune 500 company, anyone who is worth their salt in this business arena or in the world.
Yes.
You will find that they are producing.
They're producing.
And they're serving.
And they're serving.
So P.S. folks, produce and serve.
Produce and serve. Y'all like that? I like that. P.S. Produce and serve. So they excavate. And
then they evaluate.
So they evaluate. You talked about how you found your frequency. And what we're doing ideally is just trying to give you some pragmatic principles that you can actually incorporate in your life right away. We know most oftentimes, especially you're a speaker, you're on the speaker circuit all the time, all over the world. And oftentimes people go to seminars, workshops, they go to different classes, and I'm told that if it's not put in action within 24 hours, 85% of that is gone within 30 days. How do you speak to that?
Let me say this to you, Camille. One thing I know for sure, people like to say, oh, you're a motivational speaker.
Yes.
No, I'm a speaker.
You're a speaker.
Now, let me explain why. Because motivation is about 72 hours. You can get that, ooh, yeah, rah.
Good
I'm
feeling.
going to do this.
The good
Get
feeling.
that real good feeling for about 72 hours.
Right.
But if you don't take note, if you don't actually start applying the information that you learn, your muscle memory automatically gets loose. It disappears. It's just like going to the gym. You go get pumped up, whatever area of your body that you're working on, and you feel that thing. 24 hours later, you like, ooh, wee. Boy, I had a good workout, right?
Yeah.
72 hours later, if you don't do nothing with it, it's like you never did anything at all. So you've got to take the information and then you've got to magnify it.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people know about the kaleidoscope. There's a device called a kaleidoscope. And a kaleidoscope actually helps you to see things. It's more than a magnifying glass. It puts things on what the young folks would call blast.
On blast.
Right?
Opens it up.
That's what you've got to do with the information that is afforded to you. I don't care if you're listening to a podcast, you're watching a television show, you're just riding down the road and you hear something. You've got to take action immediately. Because without execution and action, it becomes past.
Say that again.
Without execution and action, it just becomes the
past. It becomes something else, something that happened already.
I went to this seminar.
Yes.
I had a coaching session.
Yes.
I did this. Mentors and coaches will tell you, I don't want you to just come up in here and take notes. I want to see the fruit in your life from the time that we've invested. Coaches today are no joke. If you've got a real coach.
That is the topic.
Oh, come on now.
Because there are thousands. I mean, hundreds of thousands of coaches, wannabe coaches, no type of real experience. Now, we know that it's not governed right now, so there's no real control over it. So there's tons of certifications, all kinds of wannabe licenses, whatever you want to say. But my thought is, I don't think that there's anything wrong with going to a person that can coach you, that can guide you.
Absolutely.
Michael Jordan had a coach.
Yeah, everybody has a coach.
LeBron James has a coach.
And they
if
have
you want to
multiple
be
coaches.
great, that's what there
Absolutely.
it is. If you want to be great, you have more than one. You have coaches in multiple facets and areas of your life.
Yes.
If you want to be great. Now, if you want to be status quo, you might have one. But the problem, and I have to talk about coaches,
Yes, let's
because there a lot of coaches out there, and I have to say it. I've talked to a lot of them myself, personally and professionally, and they don't live what they talk about.
Oh, okay. Now you're asking
they don't
me to
live
get
it.
into.
So how are they going to coach somebody to execute it?
So number one, to everybody who's out there listening, my first thing to you is every coach has to have a coach.
Every coach has to have a coach.
That's number one. Each one teach one, right? Every leader has to be a follower in order to be a good leader, right?
Absolutely.
So every coach has to have a coach. But let me give you the how-tos of getting a coach.
All right, grab a piece of paper, pen, or your phone. Don't miss this.
Number one, the first thing that you have to look for is what I like to call ER. Evidence.
ER.
And results.
Write that down, you all.
Evidence. And results.
And results.
See, if I'm going to have someone coach me, then they better have evidence and results of that which I'm seeking coaching for.
Yes.
Too many people are going after people because of what they see on Facebook.
Or fake.
Or fake book, or whatever you want to call it.
Yes, it's a vehicle.
Instead of doing what I was just talking about, excavating first.
Yes.
Let me utilize the internet to research this individual.
There you have it. You can use
Let me see where they've been, what they've done, how they've done, what they've done. Let me make sure that it adds up with who I am, because everybody's not your coach. And let me tell you guys something. A coach is not someone who's going to come and tell you everything that you want to hear and all of that and try to motivate you. No, a coach is taking you somewhere, is training you to get to where you say you want to go.
Yes.
And they're already there. You don't go to a defensive coach.
You have to say that again. And they're already there.
They are in the place and space that you desire to be. See, when you play football, when you play basketball, when you play any sport, the person who is coaching you has been a player.
Already, once before. Yes.
I want that to sink in. They have already been a player so that they can help you to maneuver through what you're going through. A coach also has to have a coach. Even the greatest, as you mentioned, like Tiger Woods, Jordan, and LeBron, and all of them.
Bill Gates.
Only do they, Bill Gates. I'm talking about every industry in every area of life. You have to have a coach. Listen, I'm not going to ask. Remember how I talked about that surgeon who may be top-notch in this area?
In that area.
That person is not going to be my relationship coach.
Absolutely not.
You may be skilled with the scalpel, my brother or sister, but you are not going to help me with my relationship.
Yes.
So you've got to have a coach for every area of your life. And now people are, come on, Dr. V, who in the world has time to get with people for every area of their life?
Yeah.
If you want your body to flourish, become stronger, become fit, buff, whatever it is your desire is, you need an athletic coach. You need a bodybuilding coach. You need a health coach. You need someone to teach you how to eat.
I'm so glad you brought that up. I was going to ask about productivity and the physical.
You need it all. Now let's skip over that. Let's go back to this. Here, you need a coach in every area of your life. To be productive, you have to be healthy.
Healthy, yes.
To be productive, you have to be fit. Fit mentally.
Yes,
right?
Every area.
And fit physically.
Physically, yes, you do.
So to be productive, you have to have some form of future in front of you. Because if there's no reason for you to do it, why would you get it done?
Why?
Productivity is the enemy to procrastination.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
And if that's the case, you got to have a mindset for the future. So when you start looking at that, there are so many financial. You got to have your money right.
Money.
If you want to be productive in business.
So we talked about your body.
Body, health, mind,
money.
Money. Any area that you can think of. Let me ask you guys this. Many of you, and I'm going to do it on both sides. When you begin to ask yourself, who is the ideal woman that I want to marry?
Who is it?
Productivity comes into place. How does she look? Does she take care of herself? Right?
Yes.
Appearance. Right?
Men too.
Yeah, I'm gonna flip it.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
All
so
right.
when you begin to think about it,
women.
it's productivity. So men, what do you want to see? You
What
want
do you
someone
want?
who's fit, someone who has
Yes,
brains,
what
someone
do you
who takes
want?
care of themselves, so on and so forth. Flip it to the other side. Women, what do you want to see? You want someone who's productive, someone who can manage money, someone
Yes.
who knows about their future, someone who. So productivity is in every area of your life. Ooh, Camille.
Ooh, what
Ooh.
you got?
Productivity is even in your relationship.
It is. We have to take a pin in it. We have to stick a pin in the relationship. But I want to make sure that we didn't lose our listeners and that they captured their homework. You gave them a list, evidence and results.
Evidence and results. Number one, you want evidence and results in your
In the coach.
Number two, you need to be able to do the research on the coach. Who have they helped in the past?
Yes.
That is part of evidence and results, but that also is part of observation.
Observation, yes.
Then
Okay.
preparation. So you have, watch this. I want you to be a pro at getting a coach. Preparation, research, observation. Preparation, research, observation. That's being
I like
a
that.
pro at finding a coach.
All right.
And that pro portion can be used in any industry, in every area of your
Yes,
life.
yes.
If you want to be a speaker, what preparation have you done?
Yeah, well, how do I do that? Yes.
What research have you done?
Yes.
What observation have
that's
you done?
good. That's
you want to
good,
be a
Ben.
banker. You want to be a lawyer.
Yes.
You want to be a nanny. What have you done to be a pro?
What kind of work have you done? What kind of work, what kind of investment have you made even in yourself?
That's a whole nother thing. People want to coach for
know.
free. But everything can't be free. Anything worth having is worth working for. So therefore, when you look at a coach, someone who is going to come help you to shape and craft your life in the area that you're talking about,
Yes.
should that really be free? I don't think so.
No, because it's only going to take you so far. That low-hanging fruit is you're only going to get so far. You can get it because it's at least a starting point, but you can't let that be the end-all, be-all. You've got to be able to have some level of progression, a place where you're going, an investment. I mean, you've got to want more. If you really want more, I believe a lot of people just do a lot of talking.
Listen,
and I'm willing to be wrong, but
listen.
I think that we do a lot of talking and not a lot of execution.
I am
or
going
action
to say
steps.
this. I love the word that you just used. Execution. Action and execution
Yes.
are absolutely essential to you being successful, significant, whatever you want to call that. Action and execution is vital. What kind of action and execution does your coach have? Now, I'm going to tell you what one of my good friends told me. He said, you know one thing I know, Dr. V? You can't feed anyone if you're hungry.
You can't feed anyone if you're hungry. Tweet that. You can't feed anyone if you're hungry.
So if you don't have your
Can't
stuff
give what
together,
you don't have.
there it is.
You don't have it, you can't
if
give
you
it.
don't have your stuff together, how can you go tell someone else to get their stuff together?
You can't. But you can say it out your mouth. However, how far will that take you?
And once again, live a life to where your words don't fall to the ground.
Live a life where your words don't fall to the ground. You know, you mentioned about, I always think about the whole person, the mental, the physical, the spiritual, the emotional, the financial, the relational. It's the whole package.
Absolutely.
And you really can't accomplish anything great unless you tap into all those categories. So we talked about the relationship, the importance of giving them some details on what's needed in a relationship. We talked about how we need to train our body, get this sarcoidosis, this flesh under subjection,
Yes.
right? We talked about the finances. We didn't really talk about it.
We didn't hit it yet, but yeah, we alluded to it.
We alluded to it. So let's come back. Let's put a
Okay.
pin on the money,
All
because
right.
I think it's important that our listeners, no matter what level you're on, whether you're a CEO, Fortune 100, 200, 500 company, or you are, you're a startup. You're at the complete grassroots. You barely have $100 to even invest at all. So instead of saying we'll come back, let's just talk about it.
All right,
Because I think the money is really important. You can't do anything without it. You've got to have some money to be able to accomplish some goals in your life. But so let's talk a few minutes about money, and then what I want to do is you talked about it a little bit on the emotional side. So I want to ask the question about how to be productive and find a way to do it. How to be productive even in complaining, or even when you're at a rough spot, or even when life has shifted you, or the vicissitudes of life have shown up and it's beyond your reach or beyond your scope. So let's talk about money, and then let's talk about how do you fail forward.
Absolutely. Here's what I'd like to tell people about money. You want your money, watch this, every one of the dollars that you have, you need to look at it as a soldier. I can speak from this because I am ex-military.
Dollar as
recently,
a soldier.
Every dollar that you have is a soldier. And that soldier has a mission. Money needs to have a mission. If you don't have a lot of money, then you need to look at the money that you do have and command it to have a mission.
Oh, I love this. I love this.
Okay.
So you got to go slow on that because we have some listeners out there that are saying, "Command my money."
Oh yeah.
How command my money? The money is each dollar is a soldier.
Each dollar is a soldier.
I love that. Each dollar is a soldier, and I need to command my money. So how do I command my soldiers?
Okay, watch this. The way that you do anything when it comes to people is how you treat them.
Okay, I like that. Yes.
Right?
How with anything?
In
How you
anything,
treat people?
How you treat people.
Yeah.
Watch this. The golden rule is to treat people how you want to be treated. So let's take that into the money perspective. If you don't respect your money, it won't respect you. If you don't take care of your money, it won't take care of you. If you haphazardly abuse your money, it will abuse you. But when money has a mission, you say, when this comes in, this is where it's going, and here is what it's going to do. Okay. Now, let me flip it on you for those of you who may
money
think
has a mission.
that I'm floating in the clouds.
Money has a mission.
Right?
Yes.
Walmart knows how to command your money. The road, when you drive from point A to point B, is telling you after so-and-so miles, you're going to put some more petrol in the tank.
Yes.
Right?
Correct.
Everything is already commanding your money. But you've got to give the money a new mind and a new mission.
Now you're getting good. This is really getting juicy. I hope you all are taking some notes. So how do you do that? How do you, I mean, I know you teach on these things, and so I'm not asking you to give it all, but I know what I love about this man is that he is a real bona fide giver. And you know, when you're a giver, you can't outgive, because when you're a giver, you just keep getting and getting and getting. But because he is a giver, that's one of the reasons why I invited him out, because I told you all he was a force of nature, and I didn't over exaggerate that. But when you talk about giving your money a mission, we're talking to entrepreneurs out there. We're talking to mothers out there that are single. We're talking to husband and wife teams out there that may not be on the same page, may not have identified a financial manager of the family. We're talking to everybody. We're talking to even those high-profile CEOs that have CPAs that may not be doing the right thing, that are doing some things behind the veil that may be unscrupulous. So how do you, if you had to give it, just give three examples, not even examples, but maybe 3 strategies or 3 ways you'd be able to easily incorporate, execute giving your money a mission?
Absolutely. So the first thing you need to do is create buckets.
Okay.
Create buckets.
We used to do the envelopes back in the day.
Yes,
Is it the same
back
thing?
in the day, it's an envelope, it's a bucket, it's a stream, it's an account. You have to create buckets. Because you're going to go out and trade your time for money.
Yes.
So therefore, what you need to do is, after you've traded your time for money,
yes,
you need to put money in buckets.
Okay, so let's
envelopes, accounts, whatever you want to call them. After doing so, each bucket has to have its own mission. You know, if I was talking to
that bucket with its own mission.
If I was talking to a nonprofit organization, I would say that every top has to stand on its own bottom. What does that mean? If I'm an entrepreneur, my household money is not my business money. Even the business realm tells you you need to keep your personal separate from business. Yes. Those are buckets.
Those are buckets.
They're accounts, but they're buckets. And when you get money to come in from speaking, I'm a speaker and an author. I do various things. I have to put money in certain buckets. So if I make X amount of money from speaking, that's for the speaking business.
Yes.
If I make X amount of money
Reinvest.
from being an author, then that's money to go back into doing the author portion. If I make money over here being a consultant, see, all of those are different buckets. But I'm not going to rob Peter
to pay Paul.
To go pay Paul,
And
because Paul had nothing to do when Timothy stole your money from over here. So you've got to decide what bucket are you putting money in. Right. See, when you go on vacation, how are you able to go on vacation? You had to save. You had to plan. You had to put money on a mission in a bucket and say you will not be touched or used until, or you are here for. See, Christmas time, the holidays are coming around. Everybody is going to be guilty.
We're going to have to have you
X,
back.
Y, and Z.
We're going to definitely have to have you
whenever
back.
you're ready. Whenever you're ready. The holidays are coming around, and people are going to be guilted. Watch this.
Guilted.
Either you're going to be productive, or you're going to be replaced. If you mismanage funds, then you can no longer be the money manager.
Correct.
If I could tell you one thing, those of you who are listening, pass the test. And the first test is the money test. The second test is the relationship test. The next test is your legacy test. What are you doing and why are you doing it?
What are you doing and why are you doing it?
If you can't answer that, you're not in business.
And you're not in the right place.
And you're not in the right headspace.
And you're not in the right place or headspace. So I want to go back to what I asked, and then I've got a couple other questions, and our time is going to be up. So I want to ask about, we're talking about productivity, be productive or be replaced. And we know the vicissitudes of life show up.
Yes.
So when those things do show up, before you're in a position to be able to get a coach, or until you make the sacrifice to say, you know what, by any means necessary, I'm going to do whatever it takes with integrity. I need one so that I really can accomplish my goal. What do you advise when life does show up, and how can you use the complaining or the spirit of complaining, because it does show up. Because it shows up for all of us. Now, many of us may not want to identify it, but it does. How do you fight beyond that and still stay in the appropriate space to be productive?
When you begin to talk about complaining is really a problem. It's a mindset problem. Because what you're thinking is, by you speaking negatively of a situation, you're thinking that the situation is actually going to change.
Yeah.
The situation doesn't change because you talk negatively about it.
No.
The situation changed. Watch this. The mind that got you into the problem or that situation that you find yourself is not going to be the mind that gets you out of it. So therefore,
that's a tweet.
Complaining is not the currency that you're looking for.
No.
The currency that you're actually looking for is the posture of the learned. Okay, I'm in a situation. I don't know how to get out.
I don't know how to get out.
How do I get out? Find somebody who's been in this situation before.
Find someone that's been in there.
Now, pause for the cause. You're going to say, but I don't have the funds. I don't have this. Let's go back to PS. Find yourself producing and serving. Because don't you know that the people who are doing these grandiose things, right? These people who are doing these grandiose things, they used to be you and I. They had situations just like you. Matter of fact, before they got on stage, they had to deal with their children or their wife or something. They are humans too.
Yeah.
So if you find yourself being able to share, watch this, your skills, knowledge, and ability.
Skills, knowledge, and ability, yeah. If you're willing to do that.
Transferring your skills, knowledge, and ability for opportunity. See, when you produce and serve, I'll give an example. I won't give the name, but there are many prominent people that are out there in the world that I've been blessed to meet. I got close to them not because I tried to, but because I was producing and serving.
Correct. You were found at the right time.
I was found
at the
producing
right time.
And
just
serving.
like Ruth, you were found working.
and from that point, I have phone numbers that I can pick up the phone today to people that they see all on TV and think, oh, there's no way I can talk to them. Oh, bring, hey, how you doing? Well, how did you get producing and serving? So at the end of the day, that is truly the key. If you are willing to be productive, if you're willing to be transparent, if you're willing to produce and serve, you will go further than brown nosing.
Yeah.
You'll go further than trying to get in people's face when you don't have a place to be in their face. People can see fake stuff from a mile off.
Yeah.
And even if you happen to get past the first veil, the moment that you open your mouth, it's almost like you inserted foot. And then they realize you're not about, your business. You're not about your soul. So at the end of the day, that's what it's about, Camille. I would say for those who are in the complaining space, life, let me say this, life is going to happen to us all.
Yes.
We are not exempt to anything. But here's what you got to do. It's your perspective. When
Everything
you say to yourself, I'm sick and tired.
Everything is perspective.
Of being sick and tired.
Yes.
I don't want to be broke no more. I don't want to be hungry. I don't want to be helpless. I don't want to be hurt. I don't want whatever it is. Whatever it is. And I'm talking about the deepest thing that could have possibly happened to you when you get sick and tired of letting that thing have its thumbprint on you.
Thumbprint on you.
That's when
you'll change.
You'll change.
So tell people where they can find you, and then I've got 2 questions, and we're going to have to ask you back.
Absolutely, too easy. You can find me on any social media platform at Dr. V.A. Joseph. You can find me also in Google at Dr. V.A. Joseph or Vernet A. Joseph. You can find me on my website, livetoproduce.com. You can search the magazine, which is Jagari Lifestyle Magazine. Feel free to check out any of the radio shows on iHeart and Bashani Radio. I've got books, programs, all kind of stuff.
He's got a whole plethora of it here. We didn't get a chance to dig into a lot of it, but I know there was one that you wanted to share.
This specific book right now is, watch this. Read that for me, Camille.
How to Get Something Out of Nothing. 21 Power Plays of Serial Entrepreneurs.
This book here, I challenge each and every one of you to get it. It is going to give you 21 power plays from 3 different serial entrepreneurs that will help you. It's very simplistic. It's very easy to follow. I talk about relationships in this book.
3 dimensions of hot and spicy relationships: mind, body, and spirit.
If you're looking for your relationship to be hot and spicy, and that is to include in business, you need to get that book. Why? Because it's going to help you to see life from 3 different perspectives. It's all about living to produce, my friends. And at the end of the day, every one of us can do it.
I've got 1 question, and we have 1 minute.
Absolutely.
Finish the sentence. I believe.
I believe in you. I believe in me. I believe in life. And I believe we all can do it. If you are willing, if you can see it, you can achieve it. If you can think it, you can run to it. You need to be innovative and you need to be productive. Why? Because you can live to produce.
Well, we want to thank you. We want to thank you so much for joining us today, Dr. Vernet Joseph. I hope you have been inspired. You've been encouraged to dig deep, do some excavating, and find your frequency. So we thank you for joining us today on Finding Your Frequency. You can visit Finding Your Frequency Net on our Facebook fan page, and you can also find us at findingyourfrequency.net. It's been a pleasure and a delight and privilege to serve you. I am your special guest host, Camille Nash. We'll see you next week. I will be back.
Awesome.
We're clear!
Sweet, sweet, sweet.
Right on.
Yes, indeed.
How'd it go?
Great, you guys rocked
We went the whole time. I was waiting. Look, y'all, I was waiting for my cues.
Why?
Because you're like, Facebook. I'm just dying.
Wait, I was waiting for my cue to take a break, but I couldn't take a break. Look,
Awesome,
they
awesome,
just let
awesome.
me go live. They let me loose, y'all. They let me loose.
At the end of the day, it's all about you.
They let me
making
loose.
big things happen. Thank you
They
all
let
so
me
much.
loose out here. They
We
let
had a
me
great
loose.
time. We had a great
We had a
time.
good time. Thank you all for joining.
Yes,
Thank you
indeed.
so much.
Don't
Thank you
forget
so
to go
much.
to Finding
Please
Your
invite, like, and
Frequency
share.
Net
Please invite, like,
on
and share. I will
Facebook.
be back
Invite,
next
like, and
week,
share.
and we're going to
you
have
know
an
what
even
I
greater
always
time.
say,
So
be
we
innovative,
thank
be
you. We
productive.
thank you. We thank you. We
Come on,
thank
get out
you.
there and live to produce,
V and I are
guys.
going to come back in a couple minutes and talk about just what happened after the show. So thank you all so much. Like and share, like and share, like and share. I love you all. I see you, Shawana. I see you, Faith. Thank you so much. And we're coming back in a few minutes.